Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back for another video on F1 22. We're here for round, I don't even know, round 4 or 5, something like that, of PSGL Brazil season. Again, I don't know. I'm not really keeping up to track with this, but as we go through our first Q1 lap of Brazil, I'll take you on a story of the lead up to this race. Yeah, Brazil's always a very nice track, always do enjoy racing around here. I've not enjoyed it as much this game. I don't know why. I don't really like the way the cars are just react to curbs in this game in general. I'm just not a fan of it. But yeah, I've always enjoyed this track. Heading into this race, I was on probably the least amount of practice I've been on for one of these races, as I was at the McLaren car launch, and I was out all weekend, so I hadn't played the game much, but I wasn't really bothered. Brazil's a very easy track to get used to, and I'd done it a lot for esports, even though I didn't drive. Yeah, surprisingly, I did drive it a lot in practice, all those handy tyre runs for McLaren. But yeah, coming to the end of our first lap in Q1, it's a 0.7 split, which I don't think is awful, but it's definitely not going to be enough, I don't think. I think you would want to aim for a 0.6 split from what I remember. I am commentating over this about 2 weeks after the race. So, yeah, I can't remember too much. But yeah, that lap did not see us safely through, so we went back out at the end of Q1 just to make sure we can get one more lap in. Just over a 10th up. Finishing this lap, and 1/10 improvement is going to be plenty to see us through this session. And I can't remember if it was this session or not, but I think this might have been the session we could have stayed in, but we went out anyway. I cannot remember. But we did a low 0.1, which is easily through, as you see my nice play seat with rips all over it. But yeah, that's easily through. A shame we have to do 2 runs, because we could have easily done 1, but that's the story of my life so far on this game. But now we're finishing our first Q2 lap on an old set of tyres. This is just to really get a delta down and yeah, just get a lap in, waste some time. That puts us P8. Then we go out in a new set halfway through Q2. What's it going to be up to the line? It's a 7.04, and as you can see, Luke Smith done a 9.3. So yeah, that's far from ideal. We're going to need a lot quicker than that. And we go to our final Q2 run. You can see we're P10, so it's definitely not going to be enough. We have to improve this lap. So the pressure's on for the first time in this qualifying session. Pressure wasn't really on in Q1, as you know, you just need a decent lap to get through. Here we're going to need a pretty good lap to get through to Q3. So go down to turn 1. We're struggling with this all day from what I remember, up to 5th gear, and we take it fairly safe. Car being a bit twitchy, we didn't carry great speed through there, but we're still up in the delta, and that's all that matters. I think we're going to need a mid to low 9 roughly to get through. It's a 6-4 split going through this next corner, 5th gear rotating that, and then we get a big snap and exit. That loses a lot of time. We're down to only 100th up on the delta, so through this next corner we're going to have to really send it through this long right-hander, keeping it pinned, car twitching all over the place. 3rd gear, getting it nicely tucked into that apex. 4th gear, getting it nicely tucked in here, opening the corner up, and the car's fighting us again. Car's been a little bit scruffy throughout this whole lap up to 4th gear, and then we're fighting it again on that exit. So this has been a pretty poor lap from us. Now come up to the final corner, it's a 5-1 split. We're going to clip that apex. Not a great last corner from us, but we do still gain time on the delta, and we're 900s up now, come up to line. What's it going to be? Is it going to be enough to get through to Q3? You can see we're P11 now, so this lap did have to be completed, and it's a 9.4, which puts us P5 provisionally. We'll see if that is enough by the end of the session. And we're in the pits, and as you can see, just enough. P10. P11 was fairly far off, just about 900s, but everyone else, you can't see because my face cam, but you can see Thomas there. I think he's on a 9.47. I think we were I think we done the same time as Thomas or something. And then you can see Patrick Seaposs on 9.2. We're 200s off P6. 300s off P5, so it's very close. But yeah, that lap was very scruffy. You could see it the whole lap. We were just twitching every exit, and I'm surprised that was through, because that was not a clean lap at all. But you don't need exceptional laps to get through in PSGL. It isn't esports, but you definitely need good laps, and we had a good lap there. But Now, we are starting our final run of the qualifying session, Q3. This is the one that matters. This is the most important. So going into turn 1, braking after the 50-metre board, down to 4th gear, up to 5th. We missed the apex slightly. I would like to be a little bit earlier there, but nevertheless, we carry decent apex speed. Now opening the DRS down to the start of the Sector 2 split. What is the split going to be? It's a 6-4, not great from us. Down to 5th gear, we clipped that very nicely. That was very well done from us. We're now over a 10th up on a set of used tyres, or the Delta compared to used tyres. Now through this long right-hander, taking a lot of inside curb. 6th gear, the car not twitching like it did in the Q2. Down to 3rd gear, taking a lot of curb there. Then getting it nicely tucked in through here, planting the throttle, rotating the car as quickly as you can. And again, the car looks planted through this right-hander, down to 3rd gear, a lot of lock, up to 4th. And again, a lot more planted than Q3. This lap is looking a lot more tidy than our previous laps in qualifying. It's a 2-9 split, but then we missed the apex, a lot of understeer. It looks like we've lost roughly half a tenth through that last corner. It's not been ideal through there, but now we're going to hug the line. What can it be? Opening DRS, rattling down to the finish line, 200 miles an hour. What can we place? This McLaren, and it's P3 for now on a 7-4. We do the exact same time as Danny Bresnay, provisionally. And at the end of the session, it was a 7-4, P6. And yeah, that was quite annoying because you can see our last corner, we made a huge mistake, and that was P4 at the taking there. But I cannot complain. A 4-4 last is not ideal. But yeah, it is what it is. We had a decent-ish qualifying, and considering how quick the quality times were, I wasn't too disappointed with that, to be honest. But now, we've got the race ahead of us, starting P6. We have a few smart drivers around us, so it's going to be a much more difficult race compared to other ones. We've got Danny Bresnay in front of us, Jarno just ahead of us. I think we've got Jake just behind us. He's either behind us or 2 places behind us. But yeah, nonetheless, we've got drivers who know what they're doing to an extent, so it's not going to be as simple as just racing them. But nevertheless, here we go. We've got 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And away we go for Brazil. We get an amazing start compared to the cars around us. We overtake Danny Bresnay already, and we're side by side with Jarno Opmeer by turn 1. Going round the outside of Jarno, going through turn 2 now. We're going to leave him just a little bit of space, and we're up to P4 already off the start. We've gained 2 positions off the start. That is one of my best starts in league race. Now going down to turn 4. Can we get the move on Thomas? Having a little look. He defends. Nothing to be made of it. And we're already up to P4 by turn 4. And wow, that was a extremely good lap. You can see Danny Bresnay. He's now off the track. I believe Jake hit him and spun him. But yeah, wow. That was a really good start from us. I've never had a start as good as that. And it came at a perfect point, to be honest. We've now got both of the Mercs behind us, and that really couldn't have been any better. I'm really happy with how that turned out, and more starts like that, I definitely would not complain. But yeah, now we've got a focus. We've got Thomas ahead of us. I think it's Patrick Sipos who is leading. He set an amazing pole lap in quality. He done like a 5 mid or something, which is really, really quick, like extremely quick. So yeah. Skipping to lap 12 now, nothing has happened at all. Jarno's been on and off us pretty much the whole race. Sometimes he's been close, sometimes he's not been. Right now is the time he is close. But yeah, I mean, a pretty boring race, just sitting in the train doing nothing. Not really much to show you guys. And we're just trying to maintain our ERS. Moving on to lap 18 though, Patrick Sipos decides to hold us all up as Luke Smith did pull into the pit box. And he's holding us up so his teammate can gain on us, which is quite smart. We, McLaren, planned to do this quite a few times, but we've been quite unlucky with safety cars and, yeah, just a lot of things. So we've never really been able to pull it off. But as you can see, it's going to be pretty pulled off well for Luke Smith. And I think I decide to pit at this point. Yeah, so at this point I decide to peel into pits. Looking back on it, I wish I stayed out 1 lap longer. But yeah, we're recovering Luke Smith, and I think we do cover him, but we're about to find out. We're both learning at this moment, because I cannot remember this race at all, but we're strapping on the medium tyre to complete us, or to take us to the end of this race. A good tyre, the medium tyre, it goes fairly well. So let's see how this last stint can fare. Patrick does have a penalty, so whether that's legit or not, I don't know, but if it is, that's already 1 place up we are on. So that's already a podium we're fighting for right now. So let's see if we can get it. There's been a few chances we've been able to fight for podiums and we've not been able to. But you can see we come out just ahead of Luke Smith. But we are on cold tyres, so this is going to be fairly difficult. You can see he's all over us. Our tyres are absolutely freezing compared to his. We're trying to defend, and you can see Patrick Sipos holding up all that train has helped Luke tremendously. He doesn't go for it down there, and it looks like we're going to be fairly safe from Luke Smith. We've got a lot more battery than him, I'd imagine, as he's just pit. He's used a lot of it. And now we've got the DRS off Patrick. As long as we stay in that, we should be safe. And yeah, pace looks really good right now. We're able to stick with Patrick fairly easily. But now, I'd imagine a lot more cars are going to peel into the pits. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can do. Both Mercedes stay out, which is kind of a smart idea. I really wish I'd done that, looking back on it. But we live and we learn. Going down to turn 1 now. I think that's Alvaro Carton who pit. He was just ahead of us. Let's see where he comes out compared to us. It's going to be close, or is it? And he comes out, yeah, pretty much just ahead of us. He was P2 compared to us, so he was about a second and a half, roughly, to a second up the road. So we come out just behind him. Again, he's on very cold tyres, but nothing can be made of it. And yeah, moving on to lap 28. Nothing has happened. Again, it's just a train. We're on for a podium. P4 with Patrick having a penalty. We're on for a podium right now, so it's looking pretty good. We don't have much ERS, but neither do much cars have around us. But now, going into turn 1, it looks like Jake is going to try and strike an attack on us. He's going to dive it down the inside very late, and he hits our rear end, spinning us round, half spinning us round. He hits us back the right way. We go back into the curb. Luke Smith now spins out, and yeah, that's not ideal. As you can see, Jake spun us, then let Jarno by. He is flashing as well, so he's not great in ERS. Jake does have 2 lap fresher tyres than us, and that spin has really cooked our rear tyre temperatures. I was already struggling with rear tyres, and this is really just topped off. The rear tyres did not feel great after this, but you know, it's not over yet. We still have a chance to fight Jake Benham. Let's see what we can do here. It's still all to play for. He is flashing. He does have fresher tyres than us, but you know, the chance for a fight is still on it. But Marcel Kiefer just hits us. And yeah, it's not looking great. Now Otis tries to go around the outside. We push him off the track, keeping our position, and that is fried our tyres even more. Then we have a wheel spin moment. Our tyres are through the roof now. Now going onto this straight, what can we do? We're going to have both Red Bulls trying to attack us, and yeah, there's really not much we can do. You can see I weave out of frustration. Marcel hits the side of us. I hit Otis, which wasn't smart from me. And yeah, at this point I just lost my head, to be honest. They were all driving very interestingly in this league, including me. But I feel like I lost my head before I started driving like this. A lot of people had their head and were driving like this. So yeah, it's quite annoying. But on to lap 30. We're going to try and pass Marcel. We don't really have any battery. I believe I gave Marcel wing damage actually on that straight. So he was struggling a lot. We go round the outside and get that move done. Otis is just up the road, but I think he has fresher tyres, and in general he has better tyres. I've been half spun like 17 times. And then going into this corner, yeah, not much more to say. So on to the last lap. Yeah, that is the race pretty much. Quite annoying. That was a podium, if not P4. I think Jarno would have got us, to be honest, as he had 2 lap fresher tyres, and I think his race pace was slightly better than ours. But yeah, that's really frustrating. Another very good result for us, just kind of thrown out the window, just out of luck. Yeah, and it seems this season has been a pot of luck for me. It's never really went my way, which is quite annoying. It's went others' ways quite a lot, apart from mine. So yeah, a very frustrating race again, and not much I can do about it. Jake did not get a penalty, which is quite annoying. A lot of people I spoke to said it was a penalty, apart from one steward, which decides it. So yeah, that was a shame. I don't really know if the stewards think with their head. Clearly not. But it's a shame. It'd be nice if we had stewards that knew what they were talking about and raced at this level themselves. But yeah, Jake didn't get a penalty. That's no fault of his. He doesn't decide it, and he was going to argue it's not a penalty any day of the week. But yeah, is what it is. That's P7 from a potential podium out the window once again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment if you have any comments. And next round will be Spain. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.